I'm curious of what your thoughts about this. So we're talking about a market here of 125 new ESRD patients diagnosed annually in the US alone, 85 million annual dialysis treatments in the US, and 74 billion annual dialysis expenditures in the US alone. And we also know that hospitals lose money on every single dialysis patient that comes into their facility. And also the quality of the care has not been a highest level of satisfaction. So Osman and Nick, thoughts on that?
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I think from my perspective, there's certainly a transformation going on in the dialysis space in the United States. And a few pieces you touched upon, but just to wrap it up, I think one is that Medicare really is starting to incentivize home dialysis. And this we first saw in 2019 with the Advancing American Kidney Health Initiative, which came out of the Trump administration. And what that kicked off was two models that are really driving towards home dialysis. One is called, it's a bit of an alphabet soup, but CKCC, which starts next year, which is a voluntary model. And this is really the first time that a large swath of the US healthcare industry in the renal space can take risk on the total cost of care, Joe, meaning we care about where this care is happening and how it is happening and how much it costs. And really that, I think, links on to home dialysis, because generally as you take patients home, you start to improve the quality of life of patients. You tend to reduce things like hospitalizations. And a lot of this is then driving other models of care. Innovative new delivery models are coming out, things like transitional care units, new companies that are moving towards population health and CKD and ESRD, and the decentralization of dialysis that's sort of been accelerated by the COVID pandemic, but also telehealth as we move generally into this space and try and get dialysis out of the institutions of dialysis centers around the country and into patients' homes. And as the two vascular surgeons have mentioned, I think access is an important piece of it, but I think there are other pieces on the technology side that are important too.
Nick, your thoughts on that subject?
Yeah, I echo Osman's thoughts there. And I think, we've got to question why we perform dialysis 4 hours, 3 times a week in a facility. And that's evolved to fit around the facility, not to fit around the patient. And home hemodialysis gives patients much better options for spreading the dialysis sessions out. It's a better quality of care for patients. It's actually a better model for longer term healthcare, but access is really important in that. Needling a graft 5 times a week is not a great idea, whereas a fistula will tolerate that. So we've got to really turn this paradigm on its head that home hemodialysis is not just an alternative to hospital and unit hemodialysis. It's an advantage to the patient. And also we have to adapt what we're doing to fit around that facility.